Nothing for it. So can't trust you. Don't have time for it. The house that denomination built. With the house that denomination built. Remember, I said this before. I said Republican, Democrat, Baptist, Episcopal, Catholic, all separate. But we're supposed to be one. Jesus is supposed to be the common denominator. How is that? Different ideologies, different beliefs. Now you understand. Different beliefs. Some people more street, some people more educated. All of this guy's supposed to come together. Come on, man. And we're going to always have there's too many Indians, no, too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Because everybody somebody's going to have, well, who's telling me to do this? Or who's running that? Well, who's supposed? We can't just do something and let it happen. There has to be order. That's what the Bible, what was it? That's what the church. God is decent and in order. Before we do anything, we need to put a program together so we can have order. We don't have to have the people and this thing. If that worked, why hasn't anything changed in a lot of the church people's lives? I told you, excellence with an excellent spirit is made for the pastor's OCD. It has nothing to do with God. Okay? Please accept my offense. That's built for that. Not, and as Elder Kirk said before, I said, who invented if you don't go to church, you're going to hell? Please do some research on that. Because that's not the Bible. But that's everybody's belief now. And I say that I hope I hit on something that's probably came from hellfire and brimstone. I don't know. I have to research that. But there's nowhere in there that says if you don't go to church, you're going to hell. And that was the crazy thing. Jesus wasn't even in the synagogue like that. He stopped by a little from time to time, said a little something, and kept on going. When I grew up, y'all, what I saw was the deacon was supposed to have money. The pastor had money. The deaconesses were dressed to the nines, and they all had nice cars. If you didn't have that, God wasn't with you. Isn't that the same way now? Elder Kirk is invited to speak at a ministry, and I drive up in the hoopty. I drive up in the hoopty, these people have Benzes and Lexuses and big SUVs. And I say, hey, praise the Lord, everybody. God bless you. And I stand up there to start speaking. You know what they're going to say? Oh, he can't tell me nothing. He ain't got nothing for me. I tell him something. I give him some stock advice. I teach him to know God better. Really? The house that denomination built. We're so separate. We're so separate by finances. We're so separate by what we believe. All of this, crazy stuff. Like I said, the streets. The streets are now in the church. And when I say the streets are now in the church, it's now come to the church, come as you are, and you never have to change. Stay exactly the way you want to be. You don't have to change anything. You just, hey, do your thing. We talked about this years ago. We were talking about the gay marriage and stuff like that. I said, now, you go sit up in there and do your thing. We got the Pope, now he wants to change some things. I still don't trust that dude. I don't care what he changed. The house that denomination built. And I was saying something yesterday to my wife, and Raven said something. And she said something to me, and she was true. She was right. But I thought about it after she said it. And my baby girl said, Daddy, when you talk on the speaker sometimes, it seems like you're a little butthurt. And I said, yeah. And my wife was like, yeah, that's time wasted. But then I thought about it and I said, wait a minute. Why are we to the point now, if we're butthurt, we supposed to be quiet?
You don't have to be quiet.
No, but hold on. But they don't want you to say, if you butthurt, what happens? Nobody wants to hear it.
They want you to be quiet.
Yep, nobody wants to hear it. If you butthurt, you need to be quiet, move on. Right? And that's where we are. That's what our culture. Understand this. You hurt my butt. I don't want nobody else but to be hurt, and I'm coming after you. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Why? Because, like my wife said, time wasted. That's what I say to a lot of people now, man. This is time that you're not going to get back. When like, it's the crazy thing. When my boy Tyrone told me that about this back in the 90s, I should have woke up then. But I stayed all the way to 2014 and finally, pow, something happened. I started seeing the same people doing the same stuff at different churches. Wait a minute, there's something wrong here. The house that denomination built. And the craziest thing is, and I've said this before, y'all, the church is there to make sure that you vote. The church is there to make sure that you're obedient to the laws and the rules of the land. The church is there to make sure that you don't make no noise. And that's the problem. There's no noise. I'm not with it. I'm not going to do it. The first thing you say, what happens when you say, I'm not voting? Somebody says, you're the problem. I said to somebody, when Hillary Clinton and Trump was running, it was presidents saying, I'm not voting. Nobody said there was a problem with them. They said, I'm not going to vote for Hillary, but I'm not voting for Trump either. I'm not voting. Presidents. And you sitting up here telling me I'm part of the problem. They know, like Elder Kirk knows. And like you should know now. Whoever you vote for, the Electoral College is going to tell you who's going in. Now, we just went through this a little bit before. The idiots right now are making T-Rump look very smart. It's a hands down. It's already over. I have no... Cory Booker, come on. Kamala Harris. Warren. Oh, my God. Please. They make it. And the funny thing is, no Republicans are even trying to run up against T-Rump. That's crazy. And he's the worst. Not even somebody in the own rich car, and they always talking junk about him, and won't even be like, you know what, I'm gonna challenge him and try to get him out. The house that the nomination built, because everything we're going to continue to argue over. We're not going to agree. The day we do agree, and the day we do want something to change, it'll change. And right now, there are more people in the church, and the church should be the ones doing more for taking care of the people. The church should be the ones that, because they the hookup. Did you see the post? They making, for what, the past 30 years, $420 billion. Now, I know everybody, it was a small. No, it was all of them. Small black churches make a little piece of change too. I said 400, that's all of them. Not just the big ones. I'm just one man, and there are many. And if something needs to change, why aren't people coming to the church and saying, okay, this big mega church is here. Why isn't anything more being done? They're going to be very smart. They're going to be very cunning. They're going to talk you down and, get you to the point where, wow, this is bigger than me. No. Make sure you get around the right people that understand those words. Like, what was it? There was a transgender here in North Carolina that's in jail, but I guess she's woman, but she's a transgender. They put her in a male jail because of the paperwork. She didn't do the paperwork in time. So they asked the governor. The governor said, "We will research this." Are you serious? Put the woman, because she's a woman now, in the female prison. We will research this and get back to you and let you know further. That right there, George Carlin taught me this. That means they're not going to do nothing. And then they just moved it to another male prison. When the governor, the man who runs the state, tells you, we're going to research this, and nah. There's keywords. There's keywords to let you know. And somebody sent me the sent me a post where there was a fight that broke out in the church because the pastor asked for $1,000 from each member, and the people that were from the housing development across the street, it got busy up in there. Security, everything had and the man said, he said, that's not right. How are you asking poor people for $1,000 and then saying you believe in God, it'll get done? The house that denomination built, because guess what? What we do not talk about and guess what? I remember, I'm gonna speak from what I know. Go outside your house and bring that money in and bring it to the house of God. Do whatever you need to do. See, y'all don't love God. Come on now. Y'all don't love, because God do everything he can for you. He can snap a finger, everything is good. I have to work hard. I have to go ask poor people for money to make donations to bring to the church. But God said, you told me you don't need me. God will take care of this on his own. And then when I leave and the people leave, the church doors are closed. We are not questioning a lot of the stuff that we're hearing. We're not. We just believe. Like I said, Elder Kirk is guilty. I just said Jesus will heal everything. I know he will. Everything will be fine. And then that's the end of the story, because that's what we're taught. But now I know what Elder Kirk works for. That's what we get. But when we can trust somebody and we can get together, our situation will change. I said that to my thing. You were saying that to my youngest son. I was like, hey, man, shucks, we can get a nice big old house. We can all pay for that. That's no problem. Get a nice big old house. Everybody has room. Do it till we all gone. What's the problem? When we can get together, trust each other, everybody's going to eat. Everybody's going to have that health care and not depend on the government. And that's not what they want. That's why they got us to the point to where we're arguing. So everybody, I'm running out of time here. But remember, the house that denomination built. When you walk into your big church and you look at the ceiling and you go, remember, it's there to make sure you stay obedient, that you do not fight the power, that you do not question. Because remember now, in the Bible it says respect the king, even if the king is killing people. Now we're talking about back in biblical times. Even when the army, the Roman army, whoever, whatever, it was tells you to respect. Remember now, the Bible tells you, even if your boss is messed up, respect your job and your boss like you respect Jesus. It says in there, respect your slave owner or your slave master the same way you respect God. And you want to know why we having these mental disabilities? Thank you for joining Elder Kirk. I pray that all of this that you've heard, please give me your feedback and everything, because it's time that we get to the bottom of the separation and we need to start unifying, y'all. God bless you and thank you for joining me.
If I lost everything.